In the beginning, Sud was nothing but divine will, then came life. From dust and the spirit, Prophet Adam, peace be upon him, was created the first human, the father of all mankind. This is where the story of the world begins. His journey, and ours, started not on this earth, but in a garden of peace and tranquility, a place of perfect harmony, where Adam and his partner, Hawa, or Eve, lived in blissful communion with their Creator. But with free will comes choice, and with choice comes consequence. Temptation led to a single act of disobedience, and with it, their time in paradise came to an end. This wasn't just a punishment. It was the start of a new chapter, a divine plan unfolding. Adam and Hawa were sent to us, a world of trials and triumphs, where humanity's true test would begin. It was on this new frontier that they would lay the foundations for all who came after. Generations passed, and from the single family, humanity began to spread across the land, forming the first families, tribes, and societies. They learned to cultivate the soil, build shelters, and live together, their numbers growing and their story just beginning to unfold. As societies grew, so did the distance from divine guidance. People began to drift, forgetting the lessons of their forefathers. To guide them, but prophets were sent. Among the first was Prophet Noah, or Nuh, who preached to his people for centuries. He warned them with patience and love, urging them to return to the path of righteousness. But his words fell on deaf ears. They mocked him and clung to their misguided ways. When they turned away for the last time, a great flood was decreed to cleanse the earth, a powerful reminder of divine justice and mercy. Only Noah, his family, and the believers who joined him on the ark were saved, floating above a world reborn. It was a terrifying, yet beautiful, new beginning for humankind. From this rebirth, the seeds of civilization were sown once more. Humanity, humbled and renewed, scattered across the globe. Great societies began to flourish in the fertile lands of the earth. In the cradle of civilization, Mesopotamia rose between the Tigris and the Euphrates rivers. Along the life-giving Nile, the mighty Egyptian kingdom took shape. In the vast plains of the Indus Valley and across the landscapes of ancient China, dynasties were born. It was an age of incredible innovation. Humanity learned the art of writing, etching their stories and laws onto clay tablets and papyrus. They mastered agriculture, transforming landscapes, and erected monumental structures like the pyramids, testaments to their ingenuity and faith that still stand today. In this age of burgeoning empires and growing complexities, humanity needed moral compasses. A succession of prophets was sent to guide them. Prophet Abraham, or Ibrahim, a friend of God, challenged idolatry and established a legacy of pure monotheism. Prophet Moses, or Musa, led his people from bondage and received divine laws that would shape the moral code of nations. Their teachings, and those of countless other messengers, were beacons of light in a world often shrouded in darkness. They didn't just speak to individuals. Their divine messages shaped entire nations, altered the course of history, and fundamentally changed the moral direction of the world. As civilizations advanced, great empires rose and fell, their legacies echoing through the ages. The pharaohs of Egypt commanded vast armies and built timeless monuments. Babylon, with its hanging gardens, became a center of law and culture. The Persian Empire stretched across continents, known for its administration and tolerance. Then came the Greeks, whose philosophers like Socrates and Plato searched for truth and laid the foundations of Western thought. And finally, Rome, an empire of unparalleled military might and engineering prowess, whose legions marched across the known world. Kings ruled with absolute power. Wars were waged for glory and territory, and the constant clash of ideas and the armies shaped history's winding path. In the 20th century, in the heart of the Arabian desert, a new light emerged that would illuminate the world. The final messenger, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, received the divine revelation of Islam. He brought a message of peace, justice, and submission to the one true God, uniting the warring tribes of Arabia under a single banner of faith. Following his time, a remarkable era of intellectual and cultural flourishing began, known as the Islamic Golden Age. Scholars in Baghdad, Cordoba, and Cairo made groundbreaking advances in science, medicine, mathematics, and astronomy. They preserved and built upon the knowledge of the ancients, creating a vibrant civilization that brought light to the world. While the Islamic world thrived in a golden age of learning and discovery, Europe was navigating a period often called the Dark Ages. It was a time of fragmentation and struggle. The two worlds would soon collide in a series of religious wars known as the Crusades, as knights from Europe marched to the Holy Land. These conflicts would have a profound and lasting impact on both East and West. Meanwhile, from the steppes of Asia, the Mongol invasions swept across continents, reshaping empires and trade routes. The eventual fall of Constantinople to the Ottoman Empire in 1453 marked the end of the Byzantine Empire and dramatically changed the map of the world forever. Out of the turmoil of the late Middle Ages, a new spirit of curiosity began to awaken in Europe. Scholars rediscovered the classical knowledge preserved by Islamic and Byzantine thinkers. This sparked the Renaissance, a rebirth of art, science, and humanism. Artists like Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo created masterpieces that redefined beauty. Explorers, driven by a thirst for discovery and trade, set sail into the unknown. Columbus crossed the Atlantic, opening up a new world. Scientists like Copernicus and Galileo began to question the old models of the universe, pointing their telescopes to the heavens. It was a time when the human spirit felt limitless, eager to explore, create, and understand. The spirit of questioning that defined the Renaissance soon turned to society itself. Empires expanded their reach across the globe, but back home, revolutionary ideas were taking hold. In America and France, people rose up, demanding liberty and justice, toppling monarchies and establishing new forms of government. At the same time, the Industrial Revolution transformed society. Steam engines and factories turned machines into the new engines of power, drawing people from the countryside into growing cities. Humanity had entered a new era of unprecedented progress, technological advancement, and immense social upheaval and conflict. The 20th century arrived with promises of a modern utopia, but it descended into the most destructive period in human history. 2 world wars engulfed the globe, leaving tens of millions lost and the entire cities in ruins. The development of atomic weapons brought humanity to the brink of self-annihilation during the tense standoff of the Cold War. Yet, amidst the darkness of war and the race for power, the flame of human ingenuity burned brighter than ever. Medical breakthroughs like penicillin saved countless lives. The space race, born from geopolitical rivalry, propelled humanity beyond its earthly confines, culminating in the historic moment when we first set foot on the moon. As we crossed the threshold into the 21st century, a new revolution was already underway, the digital one. The internet, personal computers, and smartphones connected humanity in ways that were once the stuff of science fiction. Information, culture, and communication now travel across the globe in an instant. Our world has become a global village, with our economies and societies more intertwined than ever before. Borders have blurred, but new challenges have emerged. We still struggle with deep-seated inequality, the growing threat of climate change, and the timeless pursuit of peace and understanding in a complex and often divided world. Our journey is far from over. From the dawn of creation with Prophet Adam to our interconnected digital age, the story of humanity is a vast, sweeping epic. It is a tale of faith and doubt, of struggle and resilience, of brilliant creation and tragic destruction. It is a story of divine guidance, human endeavor, and the enduring hope for a better future. Our history is not just something to be studied. It is a living narrative that continues to unfold with every passing moment. It is the mirror of humanity, and as you watch this, you are a part of it. The next chapter is still being written. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey through time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow for more.